Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you all are fine and having good in your life. So today we are going to start the next lesson about the Python, which is about today we are going to learn the beginners tips and tricks for learning Python. So starting from the topic, this is a topic today we are going to cover the beginners tips to learn Python. So before going to the next topic, we are going to first revise the previous lesson. So what we have learned in the previous lesson, we have learned about what is Python. We have also learned about why it is so popular. We have learned about what are the world-class software companies which are using Python, which make it more popular. And next we have learned about the applications of the Python, where Python is used and what type of applications we can make using Python. And the last point which we have learned in the previous lesson is the career opportunities which we can opt after learning Python. Video, the link is in the description box. Go and check it out and then move back there. So we are going to start the tips and trick. The first tip and trick you are going to follow is that code every day. So if you're going to learn any of the programming language for the first time, you have to write code every day, at least minimum 15 minutes daily. You have to give time, you have to become consistent. If you're doing the code consistently, it will be sit in your mind, and in your if it will be sit in your mind and your mind, it will be written in your mind. And if you do it again and again and again and again, it will be fix it in your mind, and you know how to do that later on. It will be helpful for you to learn the new things. The second tip is that you have to write it out. After learning a code or after learning a new concept, you are going to write it down it on the papers. If you write down it on the papers, it will be best for you guys to remember it, because as we can know something as if you are learning something, if we write it out, it will be more beneficial for us. And also that if you write the codes in some of the interviews, when you become more successful, in the many interviews, the people, the interviewer, or the you can say the examiner wants, the head want you to write the code on the board on the paper. So if you have practiced write the codes, it will be more professional. The third tip which we are going to use is go interactive. As we know, after learning the Python, we are going to interact with the software. The software means the Python. So interactivity means when you are interacting with the software as a human user, and computer interaction is going to there. So when you become interactive, you are going to learn the new software. So you have to be, for becoming interactive, you have to see the structure, you have to see the interaction screen or the user interface of the Python to become interactive. As you know, you are going to learn the Python, you are going to debug the things, so you have to must know about the Python interface. So you have to see the interface carefully to work it on. Tip number 4 is that you have to take a break. As we know, you are going to learn the new information about the Python, so it is difficult to you to handle. If you're going to stick it on your mind and you're taking so long time to learning it out, it will take more time. So what you're going to do, you're going to have take so you're going to have break. So basically, if you're talking about this, you're going to have the break. Break is so important because as it is according to some technique or psychological, you can say the psychological trick is that if you are going to learn the new information, you have to give it 25 minutes or 15 minutes, and after that you must have to take break, because break is so important. It will give the relaxation to your mind, and after that your mind will absorb the new information, and after that you are able to learn the more new information. So after 15 to 20 minutes at least take break and absorb the information, the new information which you have learned, and after that move ahead. And one more thing, if you have become a programmer, as a programmer, when you are going to write the programs, it is going to happen that you have the codes, or in your code there are debugs, there are bugs are there, the errors are there in your code, and you have to debug that. For the debugging, there's as we know that when we're going to write the programs or in the any programming language, the syntax is so important. If we don't follow the syntax, it has some sort of errors in this, and it will not allow you to debug. So what will happen, so removing this error, you have to take break from there. As you know, if a little semicolon is missing in any statement, it will cause an error. So you have to take the break and remove the computer from in front of you, remove the computer from in front of your eyes, and then after some break you have to see the screen carefully, and then it will 100% chance, and you can say 110% chances that you can find out the errors before you are not going to find. So you have to take break and get relaxed mind for doing the programming. Next tip, which is a tip number 5, is that you have to become debugger. Debugger means you're going to remove the errors and bugs in your codes. For becoming a debugger, you must have to know about the basic concepts of this. You must have to know about the basic ideas about the debugging. For the debugging, you have to know what is the interface of that, how to find the bugs, and what are the syntax of that. So if you learn if you learn each and every concept about that, and for debugging, make sure that if you have any problem in your code, just give, if it is becoming more panic for you, don't be panic, leave it for 10 to 15 minutes and go out and watch some video, do anything else, do some your favorite tasks, at least doing drawing, whatever you want to do. Watch video, you can read book, whatever you want to do, and after that come back and find your error. It will be perfectly work for you. Tip number 6 is that you have to surround yourself with others who are learning Python. As we know that programming and coding is a task which you are going to learn alone. But if you work with other students or work with other people who are learning Python, then you are able to share your experience and going to listen about their experiences, and also it will help you out to learn about the more tips and tricks which you haven't learned. So you have to surround with other people who are learning Python. Tip number 7 is you have to teach yourself. As we know, some of the people have the habit of teaching their self by writing on the board, by talking to by talking to their selves in front of computer. So you can talk to yourself, teach yourself about what you have learned, what are the consequences, what it is, and what it is about. So it will be more workful for you guys. Tip number 8 is that you have to program in the form of pair. You have to write the programs, the codes in the form of pair. Why? If you write in the program form of pairs, what will happen? First you write the program, you have to become a coder, and your friend have become to a helper. First you write the programs and your friend is going to help you out. It will check your errors, and it will check your program, and his mental abilities are somehow different from you. So he will write the same code in other perspective, with some other skill, you can say, with some other technique. I'm not saying that your one is wrong, but both have the right things with some different aspects. So first you are going to perform, you're going to write, and he's going to help you, and after that he's going to write and you're going to help him. And you can also find the errors in your mind, that what I have done, I also have to do that, and you think in your mind that if you after seeing your friend's task or your pair one, you see that I can also do that. So it comes in your mind, it will refresh your mind and give you a make more important aspects. Tip number 9 is that ask good questions. As I know, you are a new programmer. As a new programmer, you have so many type of questions. Why it is going to happen, where I'm going to write the semicolon, what it is, when I have to write this type of structure, who is going to debug that, how it is going to happen. There are some more and more type of questions you are going to ask, but make sure don't become panic and don't irritate others and yourself that how it is going to happen, and don't become stressful. Just ask the good questions. Good questions means, G means you have to give context, what is the problem, because we write codes and code to solve the problems. First you have to clarify and describe yourself what the problem is, give the context of the problem. O means you are going to write the things you have already tried to fix out the problems, because you have sort of questions, multiple questions when you have problems. So first try to sort it out by your own self. Okay, outline your solutions, and after that offer the new solutions, the best guesses to the others, while asking from them that is it possible to do it like that. You are going to tell them suggestions. And after that, D means you're going to give them demo explanation to help it out. So good, you are going to ask the good questions, means first you have to briefly understand what it is, and then after that you are going to outline your solutions. Then you are going to guess that, and then you are going to ask them. It will be, if you are going to ask just simply question without any investigation, without any understanding things, you are going to ask again and again about that, what will happen? They become irritated. and you also become irritated and disappointed when someone is not going to help you out. The last tip and trick which you are going to follow is that you have to code or write something or anything. It is not compulsory to make the professional things. It is, you are going to do the small exercises. You can build anything what you want. It is not important what you are making, it is important you are making. It doesn't matter you are not making the professional ones, you are making, it's perfect. If you have any query, just comment us, like my, subscribe my channel, and see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz, take care everyone, and make sure you see the first video if you haven't seen yet.